Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is case number 0205, Evelyn Park versus Regina Coleman. Ms. Park, please, why are we suing for $100,000 in damages?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because I have a right to speak up for what is fair and just and against what is unfair and unjust. I'm suing the defendant for emotional and educational negligence and breach of duty of care for $100,000.
Explain.
Well, my son Daniel has always been an honor roll student ever since elementary school. And I have the awards, the certificates here, if you'd like to see them, but his record speaks for itself. But this year, everything changed. Everything changed when he got to high school. And after I raised concerns about grading inconsistencies, the lack of feedback, I was blocked by emails. They wouldn't communicate with me anymore. And under Principal Coleman's leadership, basically it felt that the administration felt like I was attacking them, and they retaliated against me and my son with his grades.
So, Ms. Park, tell me, how did it change from what to what? What was going on and you felt that there was a change?
Well, we had some meetings, and at that time, I went in and I saw that his grades were slipping. He was doing fine, and I noticed some grading inconsistencies where they were grading his paper differently than the other students. And I mentioned this in a meeting. I called a meeting, and
so
after
are you
that,
suggesting
it went even further.
You suggesting that his grades were here at one point and then it changed or declined, or
yes? And I don't know if in the beginning of the year, maybe I was too much of a helicopter parent, as they might have thought, but I wasn't. I was just trying to support my son and help him do the best possible job he could at being a successful student and being a success in life.
What any good parent would do.
Yes. So what happened was, after I went in and talked to them and told them this grading system is inconsistent, you're treating him unfairly, they came back and they basically shut me down.
Principal Coleman, can you explain or tell me in more details what she may be concerned about? What changed? What happened after the conferences? What happened after the meetings with the teachers?
Yes, Your Honor, I can. So I do agree with Daniel being an outstanding student. He is very, very bright. He has a promising future. I also agree that she's indeed a helicopter parent. There is a way that a parent should converse with, educators. Ms. Park came, very upset. She demanded explanations and answers. She wanted to know why this student received a certain grade versus Daniel's grade. And we cannot discuss with other parents someone's, another child's grades. We try to convey that to her, as well as share with her that once we noticed that Daniel's grades started to slip, we had a conversation with him. He shared with us that he felt overwhelmed. He's coming from middle school into high school, and Daniel's schedule.
Okay, and pardon me because I may not be up to date with the lingo, but helicopter parent, want to explain what that is to me?
That's someone who's very overbearing, who's basically hovering over their child.
She was very visible in the school.
Yes, I'm an advocate. Okay. Basically, I'm an advocate for my son because he was a little bit afraid to speak up. And so if you have to speak up, I have to speak up for all the parents. Some parents won't speak up, and they do not get treated as well as the ones who do. I went in for the meeting and I told them my concerns, and basically they told me, talk to the hand. They did not want any part
That
of
is
it.
not true,
Now,
Your
Principal
Honor.
Yes.
Colebrook.
That's not true, Your
Talk
Honor.
to the hand, she said.
Okay.
That has never come out of my mouth or either of my teachers. We do have witnesses from the guidance counselor who was also there because, again, we were more concerned about Daniel's expression to us that he was overwhelmed. She wants him to succeed. So do we. We have the same common goal here. It's just that we're listening to what he's not saying, and she isn't listening to anything.
Okay, so Mom, basically, we have your documents here. You sent emails, you sent texts, you sent assignments, you sent the court.
Yeah, and
I
they
think-
ignored me. They ignored
No,
me.
we're here at the court. I see them. They have been presented to me. I viewed the documents. I viewed the files. And it seems to me that on behalf of his school, that I see nothing here that would suggest retaliation. I don't see anything that would suggest that they were mistreating him. About other students' grades. That's not what the school system does. They don't usually share.
Well, the other students and their parents told me what the grades were. They call them the three amigos. But
unless you see the grades and you have no evidence, and we can't compare why the teacher graded this student this way versus this way. He seemed to have made an A, or I think you said an A. We're here
A
for
minus.
A minus.
A minus, not an A. It's totally
Okay.
different. When you're applying for scholarships and in the future, if he gets all A minuses, it's a totally different ballgame than A.
Let's say this: if he earns the A minuses, and there's valid documentation that he earned it, then he gets an A minus. Unfortunately, in the educational system, we can't say, "Oh my God, he got all A's and he should continue getting all A's." That's just not the way it works. Teachers have to use a rubric. They have to follow the guides, and he gets what he gets. But I will say to
he
you,
didn't follow the rubric. That's what I'm saying.
I will say to you, you're an amazing parent. You're
She is.
concerned.
Thank you.
And like she said, you have a common ground,
Yeah,
common goal.
we do.
We do.
She
I
wants
thought
him
we
to be
did.
successful. You want him to be successful. It's just a miss. He's not going to, unfortunately, none of us are just going to be successful all the time. It's just not human like.
Well,
but,
also, I mean, I didn't mention he has ADHD. So
Okay.
also he should be,
right. They
be
usually,
given
and they
some-
provide accommodations for students that have those kind of
Yes, we do.
diagnoses or issues.
but they didn't. They didn't.
But I have no evidence of that. That whatever you sent to the court, you did not provide that evidence because it is unlawful for them not to provide those accommodations. They have
Exactly.
to. If he has what they call an IP, or if he has one of those, they have to follow that. And if you didn't bring evidence, I have to go by what I see. And right now, I think you have done an amazing job. You have done an amazing job. And there is no evidence whatsoever. And looking again, you got to know when to step back, Ms. Park. He's going to grow up. He's going to grow up. You got to step back. Your son is going to make mistakes. He's going to make mistakes. But if he doesn't make the mistakes, how will he grow? You can't grow if you don't make mistakes. So I am going to have to dismiss your $100,000 lawsuit. And
He did make a mistake, and he got a 90 instead of 100.
okay, and a 90, when I was in school, sometimes I wanted that 90. Okay, so that I long for a 90. That's an A. So he's not going to get 100% all the time. And I say to you, Miss Colbrook, continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You care about the students. You care about your son. It's not $100,000 claim, and it's you teach more than just the curriculum. You're teaching character.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to dismiss your claim, and much success to your son Daniel, who sounds like an amazing. Back up a little bit. That might be why he's overwhelmed, because what you say, helicopter parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Every time you do that, he feels that energy. So he knows mom is coming, mom is coming. Let him do it, and he's fine. Again, amazing parent, amazing administrator.
Thank you.
Case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I disagree with the judge's ruling today. I came here to speak up for the injustices that's been going on in the school. My son has been treated unfairly, and so have I. I'm not a helicopter parent. I just want what's best for my son, and I am here to speak up for all the parents who have been unfairly judged for being helicopter parents when they're just trying to support their children. I do not want to be in an adversarial position with the education of my son. He's going to be a success whether or not I support him. He's going to do his best, and I just want the best for everyone. So speak up, stand up, and make sure your voice is heard.
I was very shocked when I learned of this lawsuit. However, I'm very pleased with the judge's decision. At Central Heights High School, we do not show favoritism towards any students, and we truly work with all parents to make sure that their students excel. So I hope that Ms. Park and I can put this behind us and that we can continue to work together for the common good of Daniel. He is an outstanding student.
And that's how this one wrapped up. A $100,000 lawsuit over a single A-. Dismissed with a lesson that had nothing to do with grades at all. Sometimes the hardest thing for any parent to hear isn't your child made a mistake. Maybe it's time to step back. Mississippi Park walked in fighting for her son. Principal Coleman walked in defending her school. But in the end, the judge reminded both of them of something bigger. That growth only comes from stumbling, and that no amount of advocacy can shield a child from every 90 on a report card. That's the real verdict here. Even the most well-meaning parent has to know when to let go. If cases like this hit close to home, the drama, the heart, the hard truths, there's more waiting for you. New disputes, new judgments, new lessons every time. Thanks for watching all the way through. We'll see you in the next case.